It was the first time the single mom had ever flown with her son, but against all odds, she ran into a wealthy man who absolutely loved kids. He not only let the boy listen to music, but also asked the flight attendant to bring him some warm milk. When he found out Emma was single, Ryan got a bold idea. After they got off the plane, he asked Emma to be his wife for 6 months. The only reason was that Ryan's parents had been relentlessly pressuring him to get married, and he was completely out of options. Looking at this total stranger, Emma wanted to say no right away, but right at that moment her son suddenly said Dada. Emma's heart melted on the spot, and she said yes to Ryan's proposal. But when Emma arrived at Ryan's place, she was not prepared for that kind of wealth. Even the bathroom sinks were made of gold. Emma's arrival didn't exactly get a warm welcome from Ryan's family, simply because they already had someone else in mind for him. However, seeing that the two already had a child together, the family had no choice but to accept the situation. That night Emma's son came down with a fever. She was beside herself with worry, and even though the grandmother didn't seem to think much of Emma, she still came right over to check on the child. Once they got the fever down, the grandmother told Ryan to call a doctor immediately. After the doctor took care of him, the child finally drifted off to sleep. Emma could finally breathe again. Right then, Ryan standing beside her burst out laughing. Thinking back to the scene where Emma and the grandmother had both scrambled to hold the child, he just couldn't get over how funny it was. Emma couldn't help but laugh too. Ryan told Emma that even though the grandmother came across as strict, she actually had a huge soft spot for kids. After a few days together, the whole family had completely fallen for Emma's son. They were passing him around and holding him all day long, and couldn't get enough of him. They were in the middle of debating what nickname to give the child, when Emma, who had just woken up, suddenly realized the boy was nowhere to be found. She gave Ryan a kick to wake him up, and headed downstairs to look. When she spotted Ryan's sister holding her son in her arms, Emma called out to him cheerfully by his name Noah, but she had no idea that the moment the family heard the child's name, every single one of them would freeze on the spot. But if you want to see more, the movie is called In Love Again.